All right, guys, we are headed out down this very sandy wash to a place that apparently has some very old pictographs made by Native American peoples hundreds, if not thousands of years ago. Studies have shown that this particular area of the Upper Sonoran Desert region contains some of the oldest radiocarbon archaeological readings dating to the late Archaic period, or upwards of 4,000 years. We're not sure exactly where these are, and the sun is slowly descending, as you can see behind me over there. It's gonna hit that mountain pretty soon. So there is the pile of rocks that we are headed to. During excavation, many remains were found, including elko-eared projectile points, stone tools, and Lake Cahuilla fish bones. All right, we're heading up the rocks here into this cave just above us. Researchers have concluded, as a result of this extensive evidence, that this area was the home base for these ancient hunter and gatherer peoples. Almost impossible to see, this image, when enhanced, appears to depict someone shooting a bow and arrow, and would therefore be evidence of habitation during the late prehistoric or historic period. Navigating through these rock shelters, it is easy to feel the presence of the ancient inhabitants. So obviously whoever did these pictographs spent quite a bit of time in here, because not only are they in this little room right here, but they're also above us on the walls and over on the walls over there. And one thing I noticed is you have the sun right over there, right? And if you look directly behind us, the sun probably sets right there. So is this some kind of solstice marker? Pictograph on the ceiling there. This big guy right here. Flying. That's really cool. Like a lizard. So there's all different colors of pictographs here. These red ones that are a little bit hard to make out. And over here, we have Rumorosa style. And over here, these faded black and what almost looks to be a blue pictograph with other red markings. How does one make sense of this array of images? Suns and handprints, symbols and grids, people and other strange figures. Is there a story to be told, or should we even try? Soon, we continued on to explore more of this vast archaeological site and arrived at a rock shelter that almost appears as if it were still in use. We're in this other shelter here. You can see behind me, someone has piled up rocks, probably as a way to keep out whatever animals might have wanted to come in, or to keep in the warmth, perhaps. One can easily imagine the area's inhabitants enclosing this shelter with woven branches to keep out the cold and heat. So whoever was making these pictographs and these boulders also was living here. If you look closely, you'll see a number of morteros here. So this was not just a site to stop over and make rock art. This was a spot that people lived at and they made their home. There's like upwards of 15 or 20 different indentations here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 17 that I can count from here. It's almost like you can imagine the whole village coming down to this rock here and grinding the agave seeds or the mesquite beans that they brought with them to this spot. So Alice and I were just sitting here contemplating these pictographs and thinking about how if they weren't here, it would just be a cave on a hill. The fact that there are pictographs here tells us obviously that people valued this spot and that they lived in these hills here. And so that really adds a new perspective. Not only is this an amazing, this amazing terrain, the boulders and the ocotillos and choyas and the bighorn sheep, but people survived in these lands. And whether these symbols behind me are deep and spiritual and reveal something about the cosmos or not, it does reveal that they were here and survived in these, what most people would agree, are very harsh conditions. And then that makes you start to think about how different the world was a couple hundred years ago, and what the native indigenous knowledge provided to these people that allowed them to survive. And those secrets really are what I think is most special about thinking about ancient cultures, because so much of that has been lost to the common person. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Artistic Off-Road, and we'll see you next time.